Hello, this is David from the Bookman in Orange, and I welcome you to Things Found in Old Books. Today we have David Harum by Edward Noyes Westcott. Now, this book was a huge bestseller in 1898. Number one bestseller in 1898. You're looking at it here, first edition. Now, this book was a continual bestseller. 35 years later, the only book to outsell this book was Quo Vadis by Sienkiewicz. Now, the thing about this story, Mr. Westcott died before it reached its fame. He was suffered from a serious illness. He had to take time off from his job to go move to Italy and write this book. He spent 4 years writing it. On his deathbed, he was still writing it. And when he died, it was published, became a huge bestseller, made a lot of money for his kids. He had a very tragic life, this guy. He had deaths in the family. His father died. Everything happened to this guy. Lost his jobs, fell in an orchestra pit. I mean, everything. And inside this book from a 1911 newspaper, it says, "The pathetic death 13 years ago without knowing of the fame that awaited him." Now, the main body of this story, what it's about a gentleman in Old Town Syracuse who worked in a bank, but on the side he traded horses. In fact, in the American lexicon, horse trading basically came from this book here. And the guy was a kind of a skinflint, and he traded horses, and it's full of American colloquialisms that were very popular at the time. And the story really hit home with a lot of Americans. It was widely accepted and embraced, I should say, by the American public, and the thing went on to be a massive seller. They made it into a silent movie in 1915 and 1935. Will Rogers starred in a movie version of David Harum. And in this book, we have, besides the newspaper article, we have this little post-it thing here from the Syracuse Library. Now, this book takes place in Syracuse, and Edward is from Syracuse. It says, "Dear Mr. Jones," they're returning the book. Apparently, the person who owned this book, and it's dated 1931, is getting the book back. He loaned it to the Syracuse Public Library, where they probably put it on display. And so now they're returning the book to Mr. Jones. And the book itself is signed not by Mr. Westcott, he was already passed away, but by his sister, Margaret Muzzy, M-U-Z-Z-Y. Apparently, she handled his estate after he died, and she was very good about promoting him and his letters and things like that. And so Margaret Muzzy signed the thing there, and she dated it 1898, October 3rd, 1898. And so this was given to somebody as a gift. But the best part, now, Mr. Westcott worked in a bank, lost his job at a bank, went into his own business, that failed, and he got a job with the Syracuse Water Board. And he worked there for many years until he was just too sick to work, and he asked for time off to go live in Italy to write his book. And he wasn't sure when he was coming back. And it is a letter from Mr. Westcott, hand-typed, to the Syracuse Water Board, asking for time off, and he's not sure when he's going to come back. And he apologizes that he has to leave because he's not feeling well. And it's signed by him right there at the bottom that he's leaving town, got to go write a book on the sunny shores of Italy where the weather was good. And he wrote a book. He wrote a book called David Harum. Became a huge bestseller. Now, like I said, people today might not know anything about this book, and that kind of shows you how bestsellers go. I mean, what's good today is not good tomorrow, but there you go. David Harum and all the stuff in it. I want to thank you for stopping by. Good day.